This week we will be starting to draw our snowmen for winter, and we're about a month into winter now. So we're just basically going to be using our same techniques that we have been using since the beginning of the year with our different types of lines and shapes. And we'll talk about foreground, background, and what we're going to be drawing is a snowman who is snowboarding. And that's the reason why he kind of has hit this bump in the snow where he's going to go kind of flying up in the air. But whenever he lands back down, while he's in the air, he's just kind of flying through the air, and the three parts of his snowman body have kind of separated, but when he lands, they'll all kind of just bump back together. So you'll need to draw him in 3 separate parts. So let's see here. I'm gonna start by first kind of drawing his head. Let's start with his head. So we know his head needs to go towards the upper corner. That way we have enough paper, and you can leave as much room in between each section as you want. And your snowboard can be as big as you want. So depending on the size of your paper, go ahead and draw a circular type shape for a snowman's head. And then you're just going to add his eyes. And then you're going to give him whatever kind of mouth you want him to have. I just gave him some circles for a mouth. Kind of like a traditional snowman with his eyes and mouth made out of coal. And then you want to give him a carrot nose. And then the next thing you'll do is, like I said, you'll leave some space in here, and you'll draw your middle section. So you'll come down a little, leave some space, and draw your middle section with another circular or oval type shape. So they don't have to be perfect circles. They can be, because whenever you kind of roll out a snowman, the circles just don't come out completely perfect. Then you're going to give him his buttons down the front of him. And you can color these in any colors you want to. It's entirely up to you. Now next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave quite a bit of a space there. And I'm going to go ahead and add in my snowboard. And for a snowboard, you're just going to do almost like a rectangular shape. So you're going to bring a line up and make it as big as you want it, as long as you want it, as wide as you want it. But then you're going to curve the sides around, and then bring that other line on the opposite side straight parallel with the other one, and then curve it around so that it's not squared off. And you can put any kind of design. You can just put a zigzag line in here or some zigzags. You can do any kind of design in here you want to. I thought this was kind of cool because my daughter came up with the idea to put the word art in here. So I'm just going to write the word art on the bottom of mine. And you can write a word on the bottom of yours. Just design, make sure you design that snowboard. So I'm just looking, like I said, I'm just going to put the word art in here to kind of fill it up so that my snowboard's completely designed on the bottom. Finish off with my T for art, the A-R-T, art, and then once you have your design, color it in whatever colors you want. And then you'll know where exactly you want and what shape you want your last part of his body to be. So you can add that oval or circle shape in, and it won't it's going to need to go around so that it looks like it's coming. You can make sure the snowboard is completely on the ball, the last snowball of the last part of his body is still intact with the snowboard. It stayed on the snowboard. And then once you have that done, you have your space in the middle here between the head and the second part of its body. You're going to just bring in a curved line for a scarf, because his scarf is just kind of flung backwards in the air. And then you can put whatever kind of design you want on your scarf. That is entirely up to you. You can have squiggly lines, dots, triangles. But I'm just going to put some vertical lines. And like this one, I just colored every other one a different color. Now, our snowman is completely in the foreground. And we have him drawn, except for his little stick arms. So, on that second part of his body, you're just going to put some little stick arms in there. And now, for our very, very background, where our snow mounds are at, because we're going to put snow mounds all through here, because he is snowboarding. So you're just going to come in whatever kind of squiggly lines as far up as you want to show as if there is some snow mounds here. And then we want this one, and you can do it as large as you want to, the one that he's kind of snowboarding up in the air on. And that'll be your middle ground in here. And for our very foreground, we're going to have another little snow mound down here at the bottom. And there we have it. And like I said, you can color your snowman and your everything else in however you want to. I just wanted to make sure you use, kind of just trace around which I'm sure you drew yours in blue, but just trace around the edge of those in blue. But this, we're gonna pretend like the sun is coming from up in the sky, kind of this way, and we're gonna use some value and shading in here. So this side of our snowman is going to be a little darker and shaded in. And you want to make sure you add this shading in when you do your drawing. So that I know you understand how shading works. As if we were pretending that the snow is coming from the top of our picture. Kind of from an angle from this side. So you would add more blue to that one side than you would the top part up here. We're going to bring this shading in. And then for your snow mounds, you're just going to go around the edges of those, the top edges of those, kind of darken them up just a little bit. To indicate that it is snow. Because it wouldn't make any sense for him to be snowboarding on dirt. Now, to make it look more like it's some glistening snow mounds, you just come in and just kind of take your whatever you're coloring with and take some lines and go back and forth kind of like this. And again here, and then just however you want to down here. And when you're finished, you should have something that looks like this. And like I said, you can decorate this however you would like. That is entirely up to you how you do the rest of it. And that's our snowman for this week. Enjoy.